So who's wearing the wire? I feel like a cop. I think my feeling of being a cop has to do with the fact that I snitch on everyone. Pretty sure.
We're here at Rock the Bells 2009, Eyedea.
Wait, what year is it?
You know what? I was reading some David Icke. Apparently the time-space continuum, everything's happening at the same time anyway.
Yeah, that's right. There is no time.
What's your take on the situation?
How
can everything be happening at once? Yeah.
Well, because time is kind of constructed by your ego. It has to do with, in relation to space, I think it has to do with you separating yourself from different objects and then separating yourself from different events. So you kind of make it up in your head, you know? Like, there's a difference between me and you, and there's space in between us, and then that creates like a symbol of you that's separate from me. And so then that creates time, because at that point you're gonna talk after me, you know what I mean? But if you break down that part of your ego that kind of makes the differences between everything, there is no space or time. It's just all, there's no you know? There's no
So
identity.
what's your belief, that we're all energy?
Energy is a physics term, and it's a model for trying to understand the way that the universe works.
Right.
I just don't really believe in models at all, you know? I can use models to try to understand things for myself, but I don't really believe in any of them, you know?
Well, we couldn't describe anything without them, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all metaphor. You're basically, rather than eating the food, you're reading the menu, you know? That's what's happening when you describe the universe.
Now, what are your beliefs in terms of the afterlife? Do you believe in an afterlife, or what happens when you die?
I don't believe in an afterlife. I think that if you examine it closely enough, you can figure out that in a lot of ways it's a defense mechanism that your brain has and your brain kind of indulges in. I think that you cannot envision yourself not existing, because if you could, who is there sitting there envisioning it?
Yeah.
You know, so you always have to perpetuate an idea of your immortality. And since we know we physically decay, we kind of create this idea of spiritual, you know, the spiritual side, because we don't want to let go of our identities. So we want to say there's an afterlife, but really what that's saying is there's, I want to live forever, you know?
Right.
And so I don't really get into that for myself. But hey, if it keeps somebody from sticking needles in their arms, it's fine, you know?
I mean, the idea of a soul passing on to another form. Yeah.
It's too much of an interpretation, you know? It's too much of a language, too much of a belief system for me.
Who are some of your mentors? You know, you deal a lot with philosophy.
Philosophical mentors.
Yeah.
It's a guy named Krishnamurti. He was just a guy who decided that he wanted to. He was kind of born in the I want to say in the Hindu system, in the caste system. He was like kind of born a messiah, but then at some point, pretty early on, he decided that that it was stupid to be part of this whole system, and kind of rejected it all, and then just spent the rest of his life walking around talking to people.
Have you ever considered just saying fuck it, walking away from the music industry completely?
I kind of, in some way I did, you know? I started picked up a guitar and started playing like coffee houses, you know? And I'm really happy doing that, but it's hard to make a buck doing that, you know?
Yeah.
I have a high standard of living.
Where does most of your money on tour go? And do you have any on you?
I have $30 on me.
I didn't mean the money, I mean what are you spending on?
That's a secret.
Oh, I mean as long as we're just looking at the clouds. Carbon Carousel.
Yeah, that's my rock band, yep.
What made you decide to start that up?
I started just playing instruments, and at one point it was like melding the worlds together. It's like kind of like produced music, and I was rapping on it. And then I started getting so much, people were so pissed at me for doing it that I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna let's be a real band. And I was always a rock dude, you know? When I was younger, I was a metal kid. That stuff all came to me before hip hop, you know? So it's just like kind of reestablishing some of that. But that being said, like I've never felt really comfortable in any kind of genre. I've always felt like an outsider, you know, like with my friends who are really into punk rock, you know, it's like I was always outside of that. Hip hop, I've always felt like an outsider. You know, I think I'm just most comfortable being comfortable, you know?
Now, the new album, By the Throat, you blend different styles. It's not straight up hip hop.
Yeah, you know, I would say in essence it's hip hop. It's still like beats and rapping, you know. But
what were you calling it? I heard you calling it post-math.
Yeah, it's post-mathcore-grunge-rock.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I like
Sounds
that.
funny though.
No, that's one way to put yourself out of the box. Make a box that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like it.
Well, categories are so fucking ridiculous anyways, you know.
In case of emergency, break glass and put us out. It's the last time I'll let you parade rain through my clouds. They say sell it and implode for all we care. I watch the rotting from a distance and then talk about it like I was there. We don't share even the slightest hint of life. We fight to find when it went wrong and die before we finally get it right.